Oh, I have the chills because, well, it's not cold out, but there's something really cool behind me. It is the Q7 for 2017. Oh yeah. That is all of it. As you can see, this one has the radar cruise sensors and a whole new look. And I like it in black. Looks really good. This one also has a tow package. Oh, and you want to know what the key looks like? There's the key. Let's see if I can get that for you. Bam. That's the new key. I don't know if it does have sequential turn signals, but it does have a lot of tech inside. Oh yeah, let's check the sticker. It's hard to see. Let's see if I open the door and get better lighting. This one actually is a 3.0 with 333 horsepower. It's the V6 supercharged, 8-speed Tiptronic. This is ZF8, and this is a Prestige. So we have 20-inch wheels. We have 3D surround with Bose. We have a heads-up display. We have something called a vision package, warm weather, advanced key, bunch of stuff. There's actually a smartphone interface in here. And this one also has some really cool LED lighting on the interior, which looks great at night. And I'll show you that in a while. $69,965 is the total price. And it is creeping up there, but compared to that baller 2015 model I drove, this is the next step up. This is the next generation. And let's check it out. I can't wait to get inside. Let's see what it looks like. Just, you can unlock with the button, or if you're lazy like me, you can just touch the handle. It unlocks. Oh, look. Virtual Cockpit. That's freaking sweet. I got my camera gear bag, but ignore that on the seat. But what you'll see here is a really cool center console and an interesting display here on the dash with air conditioning controls and auxiliary buttons and the new steering wheel. So we have controls with a updated interface, and let's check out the back seat. Very roomy. And if you're going to take note, we also have a panoramic sunroof. This one is different from the panoramic sunroof on the last generation. This one's actually not as big, but it seems to be wider in this model with a better screen. And then if we look down in here, we have also more AC controls, heated seats, and, well, when the car is on, obviously, we'll see what these things do. And then we have a big trunk. There's actually a third row back here. So these are the seats that are controlled by these buttons here. And obviously we have a cargo cover. I'm not a fan of cargo covers. It's not my kind of thing. But very roomy and great LED lighting. So we have these lights here, which I'm sure we'll see at night. They're also on this side. And we actually have additional lights up here in the tailgate, aiming down, firing down, so you can see better. I like it. Let's fire this thing up. Okay, closing the door. The start button is actually over here. Wow. So we have a pop-up screen over there. We have a massive display in the center. And obviously you can use this view button here to change how that looks. And then we can scroll through the different menu settings and driver's assistance and everything. Oh, and look, there's also heads up, which is interesting because they really integrated it well into this dash. You no longer notice it actually has it like in the A6. And then here we have all the AC controls, and if you just touch them, they actually respond to a touch. And what's great is you still have separate blower for left and right. Some of the cars that you might be looking at only have one blower speed for both the driver and passenger side, but in this case the driver can have less air blowing and the passenger can increase their fan speed, which is really good. And then we have auto. We have temperature integrated into the knob, which is very cool. And then we also have cooled seats, so they're ventilated. Not really air conditioned, but they do blow air through to keep it much cooler than normal. And then we also have heated seats, and you can run both at the same time. I think that's really cool. Drive select is right here. That allows you to choose between different drive modes, and you'll see it in the display down here under the tack. We're in dynamic. And then you'll also see it, oh, we just missed it. You'll also see it there in the MMI display. And then to control those things, we now have a new pad interface, which is massive. And I think if I just start scrolling here, push down, and now we can move around on the screen. And then obviously if we want to zoom out, I don't know if we can do pinch. Oh, look at that. It will actually pinch. That's nice. That reduces my reliance on having to use this knob for everything. And then to go through the different modes, we have map, nav, down for tel. So if we hit tel, my phone's not connected, but if you own this car, I'm sure you'll connect it. And then we have other options, radio and media. And then if we look at media, we have I don't know what you want to call that. Those are options, and those actually correspond to here. So when you're actually able to touch it, it clicks. Listen. Let me turn off the fan and the seats. Let's see if you can hear it better now. Wow. And then when you click it, that's what happens. You get your different options. Very cool, no? So let's see what it sounds like. Let's go outside real quick and check out the sound. 333 horsepower supercharged V6. Can't go wrong with that. So I have a handy holder here in the cup holder to put the key if I would like, which I will take advantage of. And to start, you just put your foot on the brake and hold down the start button. Very cool. Let's go around the block. The new gear selector is kind of tricky. I got to get used to it. It makes a good hand rest though for this tab, so it's just going to take me a little while to get used to it. And then let's go back to the map. There we go. In this car being a Prestige, it's got a lot of options. Premium Plus is well equipped. Prestige is top of the line, but you can even get more options on top of a Prestige. Sometimes Prestige allows you to unlock other options as well. But in this one I do have a power adjustable steering wheel. And I'm always a sucker for a power adjustable steering wheel. And the heads-up display is really cool. It shows me the actual speed limit yeah, as far as big SUVs go, this is the biggest Audi makes, and it's pretty spectacular, you know, especially for the price point, considering there are other options out there as far as big SUVs. The visibility is awesome, and the turning circle is crazy on this thing. I know that you can get four-wheel steering on these Q7s, and at low speeds, I believe it's below 35 miles an hour, the wheels turn opposite each other. So the front wheels turn left, the rear wheels turn right, to give you a tighter turning circle. On the highway at high speeds, the wheels in front and rear turn in the same direction to provide more lateral stability, especially in high lane change maneuvers. Speaking of speed, let's take it up on the freeway and see how it feels, and see if there's any wind noise. Oh. See, we can easily tell the drive select is in individual mode. I'm going to put it down into dynamic. I'm going to change my temperature a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, did you hear that exhaust? Audis are really cool with this drive select system because it really does change the demeanor of the car on the fly. If you want to be cool and just chill, you can put it in comfort. And if you're in a sporty mode, or you want to just be, you know, winner takes all kind of atmosphere, you can put it in a dynamic mode and be very spirited. But you also get rewarded with a better throttle response and awesome exhaust noise. Now, I've yet to go through the menu of the car here, but in order to do that, I'm going to go to menu, touching the touchpad, and then you'll see me go to other settings here. I can change all sorts of things, display brightness. I can even change my internet connection for some reason. There's a back button. Audi smartphone, Audi Connect, map, navigation, telephone. There is no more car menu. So if you're used to Audis and you press car and then you can get into the menu that way, I don't see that. Freeway speeds pretty instantaneously. I don't feel even a dynamic mode. There's no sharp gear change. It's a very smooth acceleration, and there's no engine noise at all. I hear some exhaust, but nothing up front. There's no growl. It's silent. That is really remarkable, even in dynamic mode. And if I go to media, let's see. It's weird also that the knob is up front. I'm used to the knob further back behind the gear shift selector, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. Sound, vehicle. So while in dynamic mode, if I don't want to be in sport mode with the transmission, I simply just pull back again on the gear selector and we switch back into regular drive mode. The engine is still in dynamic mode, so the throttle response will still be there and the exhaust will still be there. If I go to the menu though, and I can now adjust vehicle settings, driver assistance. And as you can tell, the engine just shut off. That's a feature that happens when you come to a complete stop, so that you're not wasting fuel at a red light. The engines do shut off, and the moment you take your foot off the brake, engine fires right back up and you're on your way. Audi's been doing that for quite a while now in the A6 models and the A8s and the A7s,
and it's finally making its way into other versions of Audis, which is really cool, especially in an SUV. Things like drive-throughs or long lines, if you've got kids in the car and you just can't get out of the car and you got to stay in the car, you're not burning fuel unnecessarily in line. So I like that. Everything else still runs. You still get air conditioning, you still get fans, you still get heated seats. It's nice. It's very nice. So we have heads-up display settings, we have adaptive cruise control settings. I have a distance warning, which obviously helps me with stop-and-go traffic, or if I'm not paying attention, or if I can't tell a car is stopping quickly enough, or maybe they don't even have brake lights, this car will know. Another thing I can do is Congestion Assistant. So if I'm in traffic, I can just let it drive for me. I will try and demo that in a second. It's Austin. It's not too hard to find congested traffic. And then, I don't know what predictive efficiency assist is. I don't know what that is, but it is on. Audi Presense. Audi Side Assist, obviously, is the lane change warnings. Active Lane Assist keeps the car in the lane. Oh, wow. Really cool is the cruise control stalk is actually lit. So I can see what's on the cruise control stalk. That's awesome. That's a feature I've never thought to ask for. Very, very smart. Also, if you're used to the older Audis with the MMI, the knob, just like in the TT, the control knob in this one is the reverse of what you're used to. So you have to change direction. If you're planning on going up, it's actually left instead of right. I can change air conditioning, I can do service and checks, I can do owner's manual, vehicle settings. Oh, look. I have a setting for seats. Easy entry. Store settings on the remote key. Very nice to have. If I go back again. Exterior lighting settings, which I'll show you. Interior lighting settings, which I'll show you when we park as well. We can change the color of these interior lights. Wow. Let's turn on cruise. Cruise is set. If I increase my speed, there we go. You'll see that now I am set to follow the car in front. There's an icon there indicating it has radar lock. Once that car moves out of the way, the car will accelerate. But in this case, he's going to slow down, so just what we want, right? Oh, I feel it. We're doing that all by itself. Isn't that cool? My foot is honestly not on the brake. We're just moving along right in traffic, but I'm going to go right. You touch your foot on the brake, the cruise control will shut off. So you don't have to worry about touching buttons or finding something to turn it on or off or go, oh my God, you just touch the brake. Everything goes back to normal. Of course, I have a view. I can change my view. I can use a toggle to go through the different information, the same thing I would have on that screen over there. And it's almost getting dark enough for me to show you the interior lighting. But look at the map in the center display. I can zoom in and out of the map using this toggle here. Up is zoom out, down is zoom in. And I'm still in dynamic mode, and I could just go here to drive select and change it to auto. Let's go back to the map. In map, we can probably change our view. Yep. So we can go to bigger bigger gauges, sort of like my 2016 A6 has a map with regular analog gauges. This one we have digital analog gauges. Of course, now you'll see it's down at 0 RPM, so we're completely stopped, but the engine's not off. If it was, it would be indicated with off. We have our coolant temperature, we have our fuel gauge, and we have our range on the tank right here. Here's the cruise control stalk that's actually lit. That is really cool. So that is the Q7. Now let's have an espresso in the lounge here at the Audi dealer and let it get a little darker, and maybe I can show you the exterior lighting. Here you'll see I have options for the different colors I want in the car, and these are the colors. This is where they appear. They appear all over the interior here. So if I want another interior color, I would just go to vehicle settings, and under interior lighting I can go to contour white, and in contour white I can actually change the brightness of the lighting. And this is just the accent lighting. This still isn't the actual ambient lighting, whatever you want to say. Maritime blue. This is the blue. And it actually appears in the back as well. Maritime blue. And then I have impulse red. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, wow. Everything changes on the fly. Very good representation. And individual. Whoa, what's that? Wow, I can actually change brightness of everything at each individual time. I can actually have footwell lighting. You can see footwell lighting. Contour lighting. This is contour lighting. Interior lighting color. Wow, I have a whole spectrum to choose from.